They sent me to steal a key. Then the water started to sing. Kian loosened the seals of his exosuit and let the steam swallow him. In the middle of Ilya 13's glacial valley, a hot spring breathed like a beast, slow, steady, and too alive for rock and water. His visor fogged, cleared, and painted the scene in pale blues and ghostly white. "Bio key should be here," said Jax, the suit's AI in his ear. "Helix wants it intact. Bonus if you don't break anything." "Since when do we not break things?" Kian muttered. He knelt at the rim. The pool was glassy, but when he dipped a finger, he felt a pulse, as if the spring had a heartbeat. A ripple spread, gathered, and rose in the shape of a woman. She stood chest-deep in the spring, dark hair slicked to her cheeks, skin the color of sea glass warmed by a storm. A white cloth was wrapped around her shoulders and clutched tight in both hands. The water steamed, but the air bit. She looked up with eyes as deep as the ocean and said, very softly, "Don't speak loud." They listened through the water. Kian set his rifle down without quite deciding to. "Who are you?" "Eira," she said and smiled, small, tired, and not at all afraid. "Or whatever name you give the first voice you hear in a strange land. I am what you came to take." "The bio key," Kian said. "The door," she corrected. "Helix calls me a key because they think everything is a lock. This world remembers in water. I open those memories." Over the ridge came the faint jingle of rotors and the snake's hiss of stabilizers. Drones. Jax ticked off a count. 3, closing. Company policy. Surrender target. Keep your skin. "Company policy," Kian said, shrugging out of his thermal cloak, "changes when you meet someone new." He held the cloak out. "Here." Eira stared at the fabric as if it were an apology to the cold. "Thank you." The drones found them. The first plasma bolt hit the rocks and spat shards into the steam. Kian grabbed Eira's wrist, cool as riverstone, and pulled her from the pool. The cloth slicked against her. The cloak swallowed her shoulders, and the water clung to her skin like a second, shimmering layer. They ran. The valley walls narrowed into an alley of black ice. Eira lifted a hand, and the spring answered. Water leapt in a sheet and hardened to a thin, singing skin. When the next bolt struck, the shield drank the light and exhaled a drift of glittering ice. "You control water?" Kian said, breath fogging inside his visor. "I listened to it," Eira said. "Control is a human word." A shadow fell over them. 2 Helix mercenaries stepped from the steam, rifles leveled. Their captain's voice came from the drone speaker above. "Subject located. Remove any foreign layer for transport." Eira flinched. The shimmering sheath on her skin tightened, as if bracing. "She is not cargo," Kian said. He lifted his rifle, then thought better and fired smoke instead. Gray swallowed blue. He pulled Eira through a cleft in the rock, down a natural stair, into a tunnel that panted with warm air. "Why help me?" Eira asked, moving easily despite the cold, despite the fear. "Because I like oceans," he said, "and I hate orders that hurt people." "We are not people," she said gently. "We are a world." The tunnel opened into a chamber that could have been a cathedral if cathedrals were carved by heat and time. Stalactites hung like fangs. In the middle, a bowl of water glowed teal, brighter with each of Kian's steps. "This is the heart," Eira said, "the first place the planet learned its name." Jax hummed in Kian's ear, uneasy. 3 signatures at the mouth. 10 seconds. "What do you need?" Kian asked. "Heat. The song travels on warmth." Eira touched the battery housing at Kian's spine. "Can you bleed your reactor without exploding?" "Only on Thursdays." He unlatched safety catches and dumped heat into the air. The chamber inhaled and sang, a low, thrumming note that made Kian's bones feel hollow. Eira waded into the central bowl. The living sheen on her skin shimmered like scales, then like mist, then like nothing at all. She raised her arms. The first mercenary rounded the corner and fired. The beam hit the water and broke into 1,000 threads. The threads wound together and spun like a loom, weaving a wall that hummed in harmony with the singer in the pool. "Stand down," the captain barked, stepping through steam. "Or we take what we want." Eira's voice matched the waters. "Take is the wrong verb." Kian stepped forward, rifle down, palms out. He felt ridiculous and exactly right. No one's taking anything. Back off and I won't log you as hostile. You don't log us, the captain said and fired again. The wall drank the shot. The chamber brightened. Eira's gaze didn't leave Kian's. This world remembers the gentlest touch, she said, but it also remembers who heard it. The drones shivered, cameras frosting from the inside. Their rotors coughed, stuttered, and